So she slammed her mom, Lynn, over the conservatorship, saying that she abused her. So Jamie was in charge of her conservatorship officially, and in any official legal sense, her mom had nothing to do with it.
Jamie, her dad, because for years I had no idea that Jamie was the dad and Jamie Lynn was the sister.
Yeah.
Because he named one of his daughters after her, even though he has a son. That's what I learned recently.
Huh? But then she claims her mother definitely gave him the idea and helped him with it and orchestrated a lot of the abuses against her.
Made her sound like a supervillain.
Yeah. So yesterday, Britney posted a few screenshots of text messages with her mother, a friend of hers from home named Jansen Fitzgerald, and a lawyer she had at the time 3 years ago in 2019 that was during a time when she was involuntarily committed in a mental institution. And she was messaging her mom about the fact that her psychiatrist upped her dosage of an antipsychotic medication called Seroquel.
I've got to, I'm just going to tell you, she's right. Okay, so back when I was making poor decisions with my life, right? I took a lot of drugs in my day, and I one time I used to get something called gabapentin, which is like it's like a non-narcotic painkiller. It was something I was taking at the time, along with a lot of uppers. And in one of those like things that I bought, like remember, because I was like I said, this is a long time ago. I was not using them legally. I like got accidentally slipped a Seroquel, which looked very similar, into the thing. I could not, like, it's, imagine like getting dosed and like you're like, you basically like collapse in your kitchen and you crawl and it takes like an hour to move a couple of inches because you've never because you don't know what hit you, and not knowing is a big part of the problem. So Seroquel is and in general, I saw a lot of people have to take that through people that I met through recovery and stuff like that. And it, first of all, it makes your weight balloon heavily, like you gain a lot of weight on Seroquel. So she's not wrong to be to question this, and it's definitely not a mild sleep aid.
Yeah, that's the impression she was under, is that it was a sleep aid. But she was texting her mother about this, saying about her psychiatrist. He was saying he wants to up the Seroquel, and I'm like, whoa, horsey, go F yourself. I thought it was a sleep aid, but it's for bipolar, and it's way stronger than lithium. I literally feel all the sick medicine in my stomach. I feel like he's trying to kill me. So then she claimed that there was no response back from her mom. She claimed that there was no response back from her friend Jansen, who was trying to help her get a new lawyer. And she also claimed that there was no response back from this lawyer that she had at the time that she did not pick her on her own. And then her mother posted on Instagram in response to this. I don't know what prompted Britney originally to post these screenshots, but her mother responded, posting a screenshot from Jansen's Instagram story from a couple days ago, where Jansen, she had the text messages she had with Britney while she was committed about the medication she was on, and she looked like she was trying to help her understand what was going on, but she was like saying, I did respond. I've always felt like some of my messages were deleted. My heart is broken this morning. I would like to clarify some things.
The mom sounds like an expert gaslighter. She does. The mom seems like there's a quote from the mom that makes her sound like a supervillain to me, when she says, "You should have let me visit you and give you a hug."
Yeah, when she didn't respond, supposedly, right?
If she didn't, just sounds like something that's just an evil.
So what Lynn said in the caption on Instagram was, Britney, I have all the whole conversations as well. I hurt for you that you feel the people who love you the most betrayed you. Let me come to you. I love you. And then Britney responded with another deleted post. It was deleted before the show started. I was hoping it was still going to be up.
It was gone, yeah. I tried to pull it
up. But they were screenshots from her notes app where she was talking about this situation responding to her mom's post. And I don't even have all of the screenshots of what she wrote here, but she said, yo, Ma, did you also let people know that's one of the only times you texted me back? Did you also tell people how you hid coffee every single morning? Did you tell them every morning when I would try to find coffee, there were no pictures of me up in the kitchen, just Maddie and Jamie and Lynn? And Maddie and Jamie Lynn, every single morning I would put a picture of me by you guys, and every morning you would put it away before I woke up. Did you tell them how you were at my beach house when I couldn't even have the keys to my car? Did you tell them I was going to 3 AA meetings a week when I hate alcohol? She ended that saying, you have some nerve to show your texts when you know you guys hurt me so bad. It's not even funny. It was all planned, and you acted like you had no idea what was going on. 2 weeks later, after she was committed, you released a book and showed my heartbreak when Kevin took my kids. You abused me. And she said she was playing the prayer-loving mom.
That stuck with me. The line about her, like, it all feels like some semblance of performative. Like, I have trouble wanting to cover stuff like this just because it feels so creepily personal to, like, they're making it public. I understand
it's creepily personal, absolutely, but the fact that she's making it public, I think, says a lot about where she's at mentally, and it doesn't bode well for the relationship that she's in. She recently got married to a new guy.
Sam
Same guy. She's been with him for a while, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's just a new marriage. But
there is a prenup. He doesn't get any of her money if they get divorced.
Right. But it's just like, I thought maybe after she got married and had a little bit more independence, she would be able to work through these things privately and not post everything, and also frankly, like, not post pictures of her body all the time. I just want to reflect on, like, why she has to put it all out there. It seems like she instigated this with her mom.
Outside looking in, her life still looks to be in a weird, based on her posts, not my, like, I'm not trying to interpret it negatively or deceptively, but based on what I've seen from her and the stuff she posts about, her life still feels like it's in chaos.
Of course,
as much as it did when she was under conservatorship.
Yeah, I would say I would expect some of these things to take a lot of time. Like, just because it's the conservatorship that gets declared over and she gets married, like, some of the anger and resentment or feelings of, like, mistrust probably will take years and years if she ever gets over them. And that's, basically understandable. I think you're right. Like, I personally would think you would want to handle these things privately, but I think she, from a young age, was cultivated to seek outside attention and outward verification for her feelings and her actions. So it's not surprising to me that she's essentially, like, the most annoying Facebook neighbor / middle school girl and is, like, just airing everything out online.
She also makes very serious allegations about mirroring her iCloud account and
the surveillance stuff. I definitely wanted to touch upon because then her friend and mother were indirectly saying, "Oh, like, we tried to text you, but none of our texts sent to you," and, like, alluding to surveillance.
And Paris Hilton had done this interview a couple years ago where she said, like, oh yeah, before you hang out with Britney, like, I've tried to over the years, that you have to get drug tested. Like, she always has to have someone in the room. Like, she's not allowed to just, like, be however old she is, like, she's in her 40s at this point, like, an adult woman who's like, I'd like to go to lunch with a friend. Like, she was always being monitored, from what I understand. I don't believe that's why some of the I don't really think her dad is tech savvy. I'm sort of stereotyping here, but, like,
he's a boomer like you. He doesn't know how to use Facebook.
A boomer sees boomer. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that he, like, set up a mirroring account, but I actually wouldn't be surprised if he had access to her phones or her messages or stuff like that, because I do think that, from everything we've seen, there does seem to be a concerted effort to say that, like, while she's able to work and hold a residency in Las Vegas, she's not able to make good personal decisions, and so she needs. It kind of sounds like there was always an argument that she needed lots of hands-on guidance and intervention.
But weirdly, like, that's true, because now that she's had her life put in her own hands, it's still a tornado.
But also, that's how some people choose to live their lives.
Does she not have the right to live her life as a tornado?
Right. Some people who aren't crazy celebrities still
Yeah.
take to Facebook to be like, do you see what my mom sent me?
Yeah.
My children's father is the worst. Like, you know what I mean? Like, people act like this. It's just immature, and it's probably not the best way to handle it. I would think that, like, having become a spectacle several times in your life, you would want to be able to just live quietly. But I do think that, like, again, she is someone who desperately needs lots of attention and lots of like, you know, there's got to be some insecurity issues. She even when she was under the conservatorship, one of the things I always thought was weird was, like, there was all this stuff about she's being monitored and she's not allowed to just, like, go to Target. She's not allowed to, like, have her own credit card, but she does have her own Instagram account where she can post all kinds of random things, and I guess that factors into, like, she's a famous person, so she needs to stay visible. Like,
Yeah.
I think her relationship between boundaries and what's appropriate and what should be kept private is extremely distorted and blurred. And I think some people are like that without the money and the fame, but in her case, like, having also gone through a period where you believed you were being watched and you had no control over your life, it's not gonna go away. I think she's always not going to be able to sort of see where she should keep things quiet.
She's collaborating with Elton John to remake the song Tiny Dancer.
Yeah, I
together.
read about that too. I feel weird about her return to music. I don't know. Like, I don't think that would necessarily be a good idea.
I mean, maybe if I was to make the counter argument, maybe being back at work and focusing on work can help sort out the, like.
But she always worked.
You know, some
but
people
now-
think that, like, in the middle of her conservatorship, they were hiring other vocalists to sing her songs,
Yeah.
not just in live performances, but on her albums. That wasn't her.
Mm-hmm.
That would be a great conspiracy theory.
I don't
No,
think
that's
it's a conspiracy theory. I think it happened.
That's happened to other people.
Well, also, they did the thing where Jamie, like, gave Jamie songs that she was supposed to perform, right?
Really?
Jamie Lynn.
They tried to
yeah.
launch her music career.
Yeah.
Never really took off.
Yeah, that was supposed to. They were like Britney songs, and they're like, nope, we're giving it to Jamie Lynn. I would like, to me, somebody like this. If your personal life is in chaos, a lot of people restabilize by finding something to hold on and work towards. And for a lot of people, that's work. You know, that's a very famous trope in a lot of things. You know, if you're going through a divorce, so you throw yourself into your job. Maybe what she needs is to find stability elsewhere. But the problem is she works in an industry that's going to be full of vultures that will try to take advantage of that. So that's very, very hard to navigate for even the most savvy of professionals in that industry, let alone somebody who's clearly in chaos in their personal life
Maybe
right
she
now.
should just start doing something new that doesn't have to do with performing and, like, presenting yourself to the world. Like, maybe she should get into pottery, you know? Make some plates, sell them for a lot of money.
She's posted pictures of, like finger painting before. She does a ton of random
pull
things.
a George W. Bush and start selling your art. Like, you don't have
Jim
to
Carrey.
continue to sing and to dance and to do whatever. Like, I understand that probably was a passion at one point in your life. Definitely what paid the bills and gave you all of the things that you have. But, like, just retire from it. Like, again, make some mugs, sell them on Etsy. Like, call it a day. People would love that. She would still make money. She would still stay relevant, get some validation from the outside world. But, like, we wouldn't need to continually see, like, Britney Spears calls out mom. Britney Spears posts scantily clad photo. You know what I mean? Like, we could just try a new way of living.
Did Jim Carrey makes a lot of art? Like I don't know if he sells it.
He
but
sucks at art, in my opinion.
He's
When you're famous and doing art, I feel like that's not the point. It's just like, do you think people would buy this wonky plate that I made?
Yeah.
Britney Spears could, like, make, like, a vase that's lopsided, and people would be like, that's
be
a
in the
metaphor for
Smithsonian.
her outside inside persona. Like, I'll pay $25,000 for it.
Frankie Muniz got into, like, NASCAR or, like, race car driving, like Formula One
Really?
race car
Yeah.
driving.
I thought he got into making olive oil.
I think he did a bunch of stuff because he was a famous child actor, so
Yeah.
he can move on.
He got into
Britney should take a leaf out of his book and, like, get some bees, cultivate some honey. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What if?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She could do anything. Stop
Britney's
singing.
bees.
She goes and becomes like an archaeologist. Like go back to school.
I don't think she's ever been to school. I mean,
Go to school. If she becomes like a.
There are a lot of celebrities actually who never even finished middle school.
I'm actually like, I used to be surprised. I had the opposite.
They're tutored on set of their like childhood shows, and you're like, are you?
BS.
I always had I had the opposite reaction. I used to be like really impressed when I would see how many of like the actors in blue collar Hollywood like TV shows went to like prestigious universities, and then I realized shortly after that that's because that's how you stay part of the club, is that I met them, and before I transferred to Juilliard, I went to this college and this, and so it's actually also it's a networking
like
tool.
A lot of people. I'm not saying that some celebrities out there don't have a passion for education and couldn't get in on their own merit, but like a lot of times, like they already have fame and money. Colleges are so expensive. They love accepting people who can pay full tuition. You know what I mean? Like they're guaranteed admissions. Yes.
She should do that before somebody offers her like what do they call it, like an honorary doctorate or whatever. Like don't take the easy way out and get the honorary degree. Go and get an actual. That Taylor Swift one was an honorary degree. I was very upset by
really?
that.
Yeah, it was honorary.
I was like,
commencement speakers usually get honorary.
I
degrees.
thought it was like Taylor Swift just decided one day to go to college and get a degree. And I found out that it was honorary. Like the only one who I liked when that happened was like Denzel Washington always gives a freaking great speech when he does speeches at college campuses. They're like, you like you're saying, if I could get a Chet Hanks, Denzel Washington like co-authored speech, that would be the greatest thing ever.
No, I want Chet Hanks to be a high school graduation speaker because I feel like those kids are like his target audience.
Denzel is definitely more of the college
He can be college, grad school, but Chet Hanks needs to speak directly to the youth before they go or before they officially go to college. Maybe some of them will change their minds. Because I stand by, though, Britney Spears. Let's see an Etsy shop with some wonky pottery and some hand-jarred honey. You have a whole life ahead of you.
Thanks for watching this clip, guys. If you want to see full episodes or follow us on social media, links are in the description below. Bye.
Bye.